Oh, I do really like her so far. Hey guys, what's up? It's Rose and welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and a very random video. Today I'm in a random location. We're about to film something that I don't normally film, so very random indeed. Random, and random. So first of all, let's acknowledge that I am in a hotel room. Yes, people, my life is very exciting that I'm in a hotel room. Yes, okay. I'm being fancy, drinking some pop in a fancy glass. Okay, so I'm in a hotel room, not because I'm anywhere like super exciting, but basically I'm having a little staycation situation. So a friend of mine is here and you guys are probably like, Rose, are you being fancy? Well, kind of, but not really. I'm basically here for free because a friend of mine has this work event and I just kind of am here tagging along because this area is like about an hour drive from where I actually live. So it's not too far and she was gonna stay in this hotel room anyway, this giant hotel room with 2 beds. So she basically invited me to come along and today she's doing her work stuff and I am also doing my work stuff, but talking to the camera. So yeah, I just figured I can like do some work, I can do some editing, maybe do some filming, and tomorrow we're gonna do some fun activities and stuff. And I do apologize if the lighting is like going in and out because the sun just keeps kind of, you know, moving around up there, okay? Or the clouds, you know what I'm saying. I really kind of like this theme of, you know, wearing a hotel bathrobe and just sitting down and filming. I already filmed a mukbang video doing room service here. So that's exciting. That's fun. You know, it's not something I do very often. But yeah, I wanted to do this video today and react to another video. So I really like watching reaction videos, but I don't believe I've ever actually done any sort of reaction video. And I'm kind of excited about this. Yes. I'm excited because I actually have not seen this video yet. I actually started watching it and then I stopped myself because I realized I need to film my reaction. I got this idea from watching a video by the girls at the Vegan View. They did like a reaction video to some other video and I was like, I want to do a reaction video. And I wasn't really thinking about it until I started watching this current video that I'm about to watch, and then I stopped myself from watching it because I wanted to film myself actually reacting to it. So I haven't seen this other than like the first, I don't know, 10-20 seconds of it. And yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I'm also nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. This video is basically a Jubilee video. Let me type it out here. My laptop is in front of me. How do people do this? Okay, let me find it. So this video is by a channel called Jubilee, which I've been kind of like really loving. Is it by Jubilee? Yeah, it is. Okay. And I've been loving this channel. This video is actually quite old, so maybe it's not as interesting for me to react to. But I couldn't react to the Do All Vegans Think the Same one because I've already seen that one. But I might still do a response video anyway because I feel like I have a lot to say with that. So maybe I'll film that after this. But this one is called Vegans versus Meat Eaters. What is the right diet? So they have like a very stereotypical looking vegan lady, which I can just tell by the thumbnail that she's the vegan, like, makes me sound bad, okay? But she just kind of embodies the stereotypical vegan look, I think. But maybe she's a really nice person. It's okay. It's okay to be a stereotype. I'm a stereotypical, you know, bad female driver, Asian. Okay. All right, let's just start watching because I feel like I'm talking a lot. Whew, why am I getting nervous? Jeez, I'm just reacting.
What are you putting in your body? Dead, carcass, pain, suffering, fear.
Okay, so that is the vegan lady. I was right. Okay, to be fair, I did know that because I did see that first part. But I thought immediately when I watched that first part, I was like, she looks like the stereotypical vegan. But anyways, I will comment already. It's been like 7 seconds. But I don't like when people say that. Like, I get what they're saying, but a lot of vegans say this kind of thing to make it, I guess, make veganism seem appealing or make, you know, meat seem disgusting or whatever. I just don't think it's a very strong argument to begin with. Obviously, I don't know the context of which, like, why she said that, but to say like, oh, you're putting in like death or, you know, fear into your body, which maybe there is some valid, I don't know, scientifically backed reason for not wanting to eat an animal that has very high like fear when they die or high stress hormones or something. Maybe that actually affects your body, but I don't think they mean it in that way. I think they mean it more of like a spiritual way, whereas like, you know, if you eat, you know, fear, then like you're eating, if you eat an animal that is, you know, in pain or, you know, fearful, then you're basically putting that into your body, which I don't know how valid that is like actually, and I understand why people say that, but I don't think it's a very strong argument, in my personal opinion. But oh my god, it's been 7 seconds.
Can I have all of my vegans go into that pool of light and my non-vegans in that pool of light?
Okay, they've got like one female? That's kind of strange. Like, I don't know, it's like 3 dudes in the meat eater side, 2 dudes, and could they not have like picked the most obvious looking like stereotypical vegans? I don't know.
Taste plays a big factor in my eating choices.
I would say yes, taste plays a big factor in my eating choices.
And that's a huge thing for me. I think it's one of my weaknesses, actually. Like butter, salt, it's one of my weaknesses.
I love food. And I think my relationship with food actually deepened when I became vegan. I don't think I appreciated it as much as I did before I was vegan.
I kind of see where she's coming from. Like, I've always been a foodie, even before I was vegan too. And I don't know if my relationship with food like deepened, but I definitely cook a lot more as a vegan. And I think it opened my eyes up to so many different foods, you know, that I wasn't really aware of before, and also creative ways of cooking.
My name is Aubrey Davis, and I have been vegetarian for 24 years and vegan for 13 years.
Wow, okay, respect. That girl is like, respect. 13 years vegan. She was vegan before it was cool, okay?
I believe that humans are the top of the food chain.
Is a human at the same level of equivalence as like a fish?
Right.
This guy is a former vegan, okay? Interesting.
That's probably a big reason why I'm not vegan anymore.
Right.
Because I didn't see that I had to see myself at a moral equivalent of a fish. And it gets into...
You don't have to see yourself in the moral equivalent of a fish to not understand, like to understand that fish still can feel pain. Like, it's not about you being a moral equivalent. It's about not causing harm to another being that can, you know, suffer. So
moral questions like, you know, why should we have a pet that's a dog rather than eat the dog? And I think the most important question is, why should I love my neighbor rather than eat my neighbor? My name is Steve Michalski. I was a...
What? Why should I love my neighbor rather than eat my neighbor? What does that mean? I don't understand what he's saying.
Vegan for a year. I was a vegetarian for 2 years. I'm a meat eater now. I've been so for over 5 years.
Like, I don't even see, like, what is like a food chain, you know what I'm saying? That's just some construct some guy made and put a little diagram and put us human beings on the top. So
I don't think it's a question of whether we're at the top. I think it's a question of what do you do with that? If you have a more conscious energy than an animal, what do you do with that power? Do you choose to take a life, or do you choose to live in love?
Oh, I do really like her so far. She's definitely into that whole, like, you know, energy, like positivity, and, you know, do we spread love? I do like that. Yeah, like, I feel like they're not delving into these questions deep enough. She's right. Does it really matter? The guy was right too. What the guy said in the beginning about, you know, the food chain is just something that we've constructed and put like a little chart and put humans at the top. But realistically, if we're going to talk about the food chain, I mean, if we were in the wild without any guns and without any, like, you know, anything to protect ourselves, and with just our bodies alone, there's no way that we would survive like a lion or a tiger or a bear or so many animals, and they would eat us. So are we really at the top of the food chain? Not really. We've just protected ourselves and like made a society where, you know, we are able to protect ourselves through weapons. But again, the food chain is irrelevant. Like, I believe that is irrelevant. It is not a relevant point of discussion. I don't believe it's accurate. I also don't think it's relevant at all.
I put a lot of thought into my meals.
I really hope they get into better questions.
I live a fast pace, kind of like I'm working late nights or I'm waking up early, so sometimes it's easier to grab this quick processed sandwich, or I wish I planned my meals out more. I think I would feel a lot better.
I think that we do live in this world where we expect things to happen immediately, right away, and we're so used to that now. We're used to this fast-paced life. We're used to extreme convenience to the point where literally cooking for 15 minutes is inconvenient for a lot of people. And that's just an unfortunate, I guess, side effect of the society that we're living in.
I think it's really powerful no matter what you're eating to put your intentions into it, whether it's prayer, invocation, and it's just such great power and presence versus just like scarfing something down, but like, can I just really be present with this meal, take my time and chew it slowly? So that.
Aw, I like the vegans. The vegans are nice.
That's the person that I resonate with and what I choose to do.
I would kill an animal.
Oh, the ex-vegan stepped up.
Context where I'd kill an animal, like if a lion's going to go kill a baby, I'd probably kill an animal. I'd kill an animal to save a human life, and I get the vegans probably wouldn't do that.
If
What?
I could do
Okay. Did he just say I'd kill an animal to save a human's life, but a vegan probably would not do that? Why would you assume that a vegan would just sacrifice a human's life for an animal's life? Like, if it is necessary, depending on the situation, if I had to choose, like, depending on so many different situations, this guy basically is making it seem like vegans would choose animal life over human life, and that's not the case at all. So I feel like he probably has a lot of like resentment toward vegans because, I don't know.
But if it comes down to you or the animal, you killing the animal?
I would.
No, they're going to give up.
These are irrelevant questions, just putting that out there. These are not questions to dispute veganism or anything like that.
Their life for the fish.
Why is it always the
But think about
extreme
this.
case when talking about would I kill an animal? Like,
Exactly.
if you were in this situation.
There aren't lions running around downtown LA. Are human beings animals?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Would you kill another human being to save another human being?
Yes.
What makes one person more valuable to another? Is it your relationship to that person?
It would probably be.
So if, for example, I raise an animal in the wild, it's like an animal I've built a relationship with, and that animal now threatens the life of a human being that I don't know, but I've known that animal its entire life. What makes killing that animal as just cause okay as opposed to saving that life?
I mean, the vegan guy made a good point. It's true. You know, it's all down to speciesism and us basically putting human life on a pedestal because we are human. So naturally, we are going to probably feel more connected to other humans. It doesn't mean it's necessarily morally justified. Now, obviously, I don't want to harm anyone. And what these questions do is it tries to basically make us choose between human life versus animal life, as if we have to make this decision, as if when you go vegan, you have to make this decision of, oh, do I value human life as much as animal life, or do I value human life more than animal life? None of these questions are actually relevant because even if the answer was that I valued human life more, it would still not justify killing animals for no reason or making animals suffer, because it's not like, you know, humans are going to suffer as a result of us not eating animals. You know what I mean? So it's irrelevant. I think that that opinion is irrelevant, even if you think that your life is, you know, worth the same as a fish, or if you think that your life is worth more than a fish, whatever it is, it's irrelevant. Of course, I'm going to think my life is worth more than a fish's life, but to that fish, that's not the case. To that fish, their life and the lives of whatever, you know, whatever fish family they have, their life is going to be worth more to them. Obviously, you know, our abilities to think and to process information is different. But again, like, a life is a life. A sentient life is a sentient life. And we don't have the authority to make a decision as to whose life is worth more, like an objective decision. We can't be objective in this situation because we are living in this life. It is impossible to be objective and say like, oh, objectively human life is worth more, because how are you coming to that conclusion? What are the metrics you're using? What is the data you're pulling from? Is it only based on, you know, your intelligence level? Is it only based on, you know, your level of sentience, like how sentient you are? Like, of course you can still be somewhat sentient versus very, very highly sentient. I mean, it just doesn't make sense for us to try to conclude like whose life is worth more, because it can't be objective. Anyways, I feel like I just ranted about something.
It costs more than it should to eat healthy.
I do agree. I do think that to some degree it does cost more than it should compared to the crappy food out there, like the junk food. It definitely costs more to be healthy in that sense because we see so much like junk food, fast food that is very cheap. Like, we're 6 minutes in. I'm not enjoying these questions. I'm not gonna lie. They're not very like...
It's more expensive to eat healthy. I don't think it's too expensive. Farmer's market is something that I'm trying to frequent more.
I'm running in. I have so much to say. It does not cost more money to be vegan. That is a myth. It takes...
Okay, here's the problem. The question was, it costs more to eat healthy. And to equate... This is... Okay, I don't like these questions because I feel like... I don't know who wrote these questions, but... So far, I'm not liking them. I feel like they're irrelevant to the discussion. And the question was, it is more expensive to eat healthy. So we're equating now, I feel like, I mean, of course, that's not overtly what they're doing, but since this is a vegans versus meat eaters argument, and the question was, or the statement was, it costs more to eat healthy. Healthy does not equal vegan. Vegan does not equal healthy. Just because you eat vegan does not mean it's going to be healthy. Just because you follow a plant-based diet does not mean anything. Like it just tells you what that person is excluding from their diet, but it doesn't tell you anything else beyond that. I eat very differently from a lot of vegans. There's a lot of vegans that eat extremely differently than me. No one eats like me. Most vegans have their own way of eating. So it's just annoying.
The issue is capitalism. Like that is what is keeping us where we are. It's not that humans are smarter and they're going to come up with this technology. The technology exists. It is there. We can feed so many people. It is capitalism and factory farming.
And most of these companies...
She's very passionate. I like it. And it is true, I think. She has some valid points. But yeah, no, if we're going to talk about veganism, is veganism more expensive? Then I would say not necessarily. It can be. But again, like any diet could be expensive. But I do feel that a well planned out plant-based diet, given that you have the information, can be very cheap. Obviously, based on my channel name, you guys know that I believe this.
You know, when I was 11 years old, my father passed away from his second heart attack. He was diabetic, he was pissing out of a tube. I watched him deteriorate my youngest years of my life because of what he chose to eat. To me, I'd rather spend an extra dollar and eat organic or something healthy now and live longer than try to cut corners when, you know...
I'm with you. Like, make the choice now instead of later.
I think the problem is when we talk about eating healthy and the cost of it and how obviously it is logical for us to be like, yeah, choose to eat healthy now, even if it means spending a little extra money, which I think is a good message overall to people that are able to make those decisions. But I do think that a lot of times, like, we are products of a society that, you know, makes us the way that we are. Like the guy mentioned, if you are living in the hood and, you know, all you have around you are liquor stores and just places that have unhealthy food, and you're growing up in that kind of neighborhood, and it's almost like you don't really have the education, the knowledge, or the resources to even find out about how to eat healthy. So yeah, like, it sounds great. It's much easier said than done for a lot of people to make those like healthier choices because of how they may have been brought up, you know. So if they were brought up with people that didn't teach them anything about eating healthy and all they ate was a bunch of addictive, sugary, fattening foods, then that is a habit that is going to be extremely difficult to get out of when they get older. Anyways, it's not relevant. It's not relevant.
The more education that we can put out there, just like stuff like this, is beautiful. That's what I was most anxious about, is learning more of what I'm trying to step into. I don't know if I'll ever give up chicken. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I want to eat a lot cleaner chicken.
Do you guys have like cheat days ever?
Hell
God.
No. I
Oh God, like,
am vegan 100% at the front line, ethical reasons, always, always, always. And that's why I don't think in 24 years I've ever gone back.
I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you.
So much.
I liked the vegans here. I liked most of the people here. They were all like fine. I didn't find anyone particularly annoying. Even the guy that was ex-vegan, like, he was okay. Like, yeah, I feel like this is lukewarm. I really feel like they could have asked better questions. I'm gonna read some of these comments here. The first comment, is it bad I could tell who was vegan based upon their outfits? Okay, but like they really did choose the most stereotypical looking vegans. Let's see here. Oh wow, these comments are like, I can't read these comments. Alright, anyways, that was my reaction to the vegans versus meat eaters, what is the right diet video. It wasn't as interesting as I would have liked it to be, but you know, it is what it is. That was my honest initial reaction. No hate toward any of these people, obviously. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you guys want more of these kind of reaction-y videos. It's not something I'm used to, but I had a lot of fun filming this, so maybe I'll do more of these. All right, so make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!